Hello and welcome to the Grow Landscapers 10-minute business tip series, a show that gives you bite-sized nuggets of wisdom in just 10 minutes. I'm Nick Ruddle and today's guest is Gareth Wilson, the garden and landscaping consultant. How you doing, mate?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
I'm very well, ready to go, raring to go. Without
Raring.
further ado, we're just going to get straight into it because you literally have 10 minutes. I've got a timer over here and I will be pressing play any second now. So, what are your top 3 tips today?
My top 3 tips are get all your paperwork in a row. Do you know what I mean? It's so get your quotation detailed. You need your CDM file. If you've got any, changes to any specification while you're on site, get your variation order out. And you know, everything, all communication by email. Make sure there's something to fall back on all the time because these difficult customers are out there to make your life a misery. And not just that, it just protects you. Getting all your paperwork in a row from day one protects you as a business and as a person as well. And it also puts the clients in the picture as well. So everybody's singing from the same hymn sheet.
Very good, very good. You can
Yeah,
take people on face value, and it doesn't always work, does it? So you're always good to protect yourself
most
anyway. And it's
certainly,
better
certainly not.
communication.
Yeah.
Marvelous. Okay, very, very good. Wise words. Anything else? What's next?
Number two. So number two for me would be follow your gut feeling. I go on about this a lot when I'm doing my training at the academies and when I'm doing my seminars and everything. Your gut is connected to your brain via your central nervous system, and it is basically it's been known as your second brain for a long, long time. It's now proven because 80% of the serotonin created in your body is created in your gut, not in your brain. So follow that gut
Wow.
feeling. If you get a bad feeling about a project or a client or whatever, it's easier to walk away than put up with all their stresses that they're going to put on you. Because believe you and me, Alan and myself see these horrendous clients from time to time, and you're better off just walking away because it'll either cost you money, stress, and you don't need that in your life. Running your own business is hard enough. If you get the gut feeling about somebody or a situation, walk.
Yeah, I think that's really,
Num
really, 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 really good advice. Just on that point, Gareth.
Yeah,
The gut feeling, that's your intuition. There's something not quite right. You've got to trust that and listen to that, haven't you? But I didn't know
absolutely.
that 80% in the gut.
Yeah,
Very good, very good. Alarm bells, alarm bells. So listen to your gut. Go.
science
Right,
back,
number
mate.
3.
Number three
Mm,
is train your staff, mate, because landscaping these days it's the scenery of landscaping itself is changing rapidly. We've got new products coming out. We've got a British standard coming out now for paving, the BS 75333-102, which is obviously I'm on the committee for that. And it's basically it's going to change things, and for example, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, whatever, we didn't have any porcelain, but now we have. And we're still getting, to know porcelain and what its properties are and how to lay it and things like that. And there's been a lot of grey areas with porcelain. This is just an example. Like the fall rate. Some say 1 in 80, some say 1 in 60. Whether you use SBR slurry primer or you use a BS 7533 compliant slurry primer. You know, train your staff, get them up to date, and it will save you hassle in the long run. You should always be looking to improve as a landscaper, CPDs, things like
mm,
that. You know, every day is
mm.
a school day. That's how I look at things. And if you don't know, ask. There are people out there who can give you the correct information. I mean, obviously, choose who you ask that information from, of course, but
Mm.
training, keep up to date. That for me is very, very important.
Yeah, really, really good. So I think the rule of thumb I always sort of think about is recruit good people, but train them to be great people.
Bang on,
You know,
bang on.
good people with the attitude, willing to learn, real hunger for that, and then make them great. Invest your time and effort into training them to make them great. Excellent,
Attitude.
very good.
That's the top one. That's the top one. The attitude.
Yeah,
You can make
you
an
can't
average landscaper
can't train it.
yeah, you can make an average landscaper a great landscaper if they've got the right attitude.
Yeah, if they don't, then you can't train a good attitude, can you?
No.
Okay, great. With that then sort of brings me on to my next question is
Hmm.
you talk about training and people. In your opinion, what could be done to attract more good people, great people to the landscape industry?
In my opinion, is basically get into schools an early age. You know, perhaps even like, I know that Barley do a lot of work in this area as well, and it's, you know, educating the kids at a younger age. This is a great career to be in. Do you know what I mean? And landscaping covers all sorts of aspects of. You could be a brickie one day, you could be a ground worker another day, you're a paver another day, you're a joiner another day, building decks or whatever. So it covers a vast range of skills. And I think that getting into the schools, showing kids, you know, this is a great, you know, you're working outside, which I know has not been great with the weather recently, but there's always a way around it. And landscaping is a great industry to be in. And, you know, getting into the schools, getting that message out there, I think is the way forward, definitely.
Yeah, it's a brilliant atmosphere, industry. It really, really is. I think, you know, think about the banks years ago. When you were a kid, the banks know what they're doing. The banks will get you on like an early savers program, and they'll give you a card and all
Absolutely.
this. You're probably going to keep going with that particular one. So if you can sow those seeds, excuse the pun,
Yes.
early and give them that, and then they're aware, and maybe they see more of the opportunities around them, you know, subconsciously without even realizing they've got more of a you know, an interest, like their radar is on that kind of stuff, so they're more likely to maybe consider that.
Yeah.
Great idea, great
Sow the
idea.
seed, sow the seed, like
Right,
you
we've
say
got,
early. Mm,
yeah, and then it's on their radar, isn't it?
absolutely.
And you never know, they might actually choose that as opposed to sitting on their Xbox all day long. Get them
Hopefully.
outside like we did it when we were kids. Right,
Yeah.
okay. So I've got one little final question for you, really. For you personally, you know, how do you as a business owner keep growing and learning? Because you know you've got all this experience, all this knowledge, all this wisdom. What do you do now to keep yourself learning?
Do you know what? I like to set myself a challenge every year. I like to do courses. So when I finished in landscaping, number one, I trained with Alan to be an expert witness. And then I went as I trained as an IMI mediator. Then I did my training course. So I'm a level 3, you know, trainer, PTTLS. Then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do my assessor's course. So this year, back end of this year, hopefully, or the next year, I'm going to do my RICS course. And that's, you know, that'll help me with my expert witness stuff as well. But I think just keep progressing. If you see people are doing like CPDs, like the SGD and things, get on the meetings. You know,
Mm,
if there's like training days, like say with products, you know, like Flowpoint, get on those days, learn how to do it. You know, don't be scared.
yeah.
Get the training. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's like you said earlier, you never stop learning, do you? You never stop
No,
learning. You know, all the
no.
years you've been in this industry, you know,
Mm.
you still, know that you're a work in progress. And it's the same with
Every day's a
everyone, but
school
you've got to
day.
start. Every day is a
Absolutely.
school day. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, there's a good place to finish up on, and we're just in time, inside the 10 minutes. So congratulations, you passed the test, and loads of nuggets in there. So I really appreciate your help, Gareth. I'm sure everyone who's listening to this will also
No problem.
appreciate that too. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch up with you soon.
See you,
Take
Nick.
care.
Bye bye, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye bye.